Every year, taxi hailing expands in Africa. Ride-hailing business in Africa took off 6 years ago, with Uber claiming the biggest market share. It boasts of 75 million users and 3 million drivers globally. Its biggest rival, Bolt, formerly Taxify, also claims over 15 million users and 500,000 drivers worldwide. In 2018, Uber's revenue alone reached $11.3 billion. In many parts of the world, including Kenya, digital taxi drivers have protested the problem of low returns in the past. They say pricing and rates have been unfavorable.
I work for 4,000 in a day. 25% goes to commission, fuel costs, bundles cost, car wash, service, insurance. What am I left with? Zero. We need a rate that will sustain us in business.
Drivers are working 18 hours per day. Why? Because carrying 150, they cannot meet the target of the bank or the partner, the owner of the car. Are you together? And now they are forced to work for 18 good hours a day. Due to that, we have, like this year, we have conducted more than 5 funerals of our comrades. Someone who was bashed by a car, he landed into a ditch and died because of fatigue. Yeah, some are committing suicide because, because of stress and depression.
John is an Uber driver based in Nairobi who has been in the business for over 2 years.
With the huge revenue from taxi hailing services, how much actually gets to the drivers? Is this business profitable for transport operators? Uber and Bolt, for example, take between 15 to 25% cut from drivers in most African cities. And with other smaller operators now in the market, drivers say what they get from fares at the end of the day is simply not enough. I'm in Nairobi to find out how badly this affects drivers. So tell me, John, how much do you make in a week?
I make like $200 to $250 in a week. Yeah.
So, and how many hours do you have to work in a week to make that amount?
So that's like 72 hours in a week.
72 hours in a week.
Yeah.
And out of the $200 on an average that you make, how much of that gets into your own pocket?
Like $80.
$80?
$80 in a week, yeah.
Is this amount, you make $320 on an average in a month when you consistently work for 72 hours per week?
Yeah.
Is this amount enough to sustain you?
Definitely it's not enough. You have to look for side hustles. Yeah, looks like you're just about to get to your destination. And,
So thank you so much, John.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Nice.
All right. See you some other time.
Okay, bye.
It doesn't look like the business is as rosy as a lot of people might think. If a driver earns $320 per month by working 72 hours per week. According to an independent survey, Uber, for instance, paid UberX drivers an average of $13.7 per hour in 2018. I'm about to meet a female driver in the taxi hailing service who has been in the business for 1 year and owns the taxi she uses.
When I first started out with the driver, I was getting about $120 per week. That is about $480 in a month. But now that I'm doing it for myself, I feel that the costs that I used to incur then are much lower. The difference is not so much. It's about like $500, I can say, in a month.
So tell me about the challenges that you faced when you started and what you're facing right now.
Okay, when I first started, I was thinking that it was a very lucrative business. So when I first gave it out to the driver, I instructed him to be paying me about 2,000 Kenya shillings, which is about $20 per day. So the challenges that I realized, it's sometimes you had to renegotiate the former contract because he wasn't able to meet the target most of the days. And then the car incurred a lot of damages, like mechanical damages.
Do you mind if you take me into town? I have to go somewhere.
I would be excited to. I hope you will not be one of those road drivers.
I will give you a very good rating.
Great.
All right.
So the challenges that you were talking about the other time,
Yeah.
how did you surmount them?
Well, for starters, I got rid of the driver because we used to have all these issues with, him getting me what he owes me. So now what I earn is what I earn. I don't have to share it with anybody. And then the other issue of mechanical problems, I have less mechanical issues now because now, I need to drive the car. I drive the car for myself. And then the last thing I've done as a woman driver, I need to get to my safety first. Yeah. So I've avoided the areas that are labeled red code areas, and I also avoid driving at night.
Would you say that what you get from driving your car as taxi now, and the number of hours that you need to drive it for that, is it worth it?
It's kind of worth it. I can say no much difference with what I earned with the driver and what I earn now. But, it's what it is. So it looks like we've arrived to a destination.
Many young Africans depend on the taxi hailing business for livelihood, either as a car owner or simply as a driver who shares profit with the car owner. InDriver online hailing app, which has about 24 million users globally, is the new player in East Africa. They claim to have a different approach, which is friendlier to operators.
InDriver allows the passengers to set the fare for their selected trips, and also it gives a freedom to drivers either to bargain or take the ride request for the offered amount by the passengers. But after a period of 6 months, we'll have a very low commission of up to 10%. In other services, the driver don't get to say anything about either the price or the direction the driver wants to go. But in our application, we offer the driver the freedom of choice. For example, the driver can choose he only wants to take the ride requests that are going to the direction maybe of his place.
However, concerns have been raised about the sustainability of the low commission and whether the drivers will be happy with the commission structure, the length of time it will take to place an order for a ride, and how clients can be sure of their security, since the bargaining can bring about conflicts.
Is there a way digital taxi drivers can maximize and grow their earnings? I'm about to meet a personal finance expert to find out how this can be achieved. Hello.
Hi, Kunle. How are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm fine.
Nice to meet you.
How are
Welcome
you?
to BFA.
Thank you very much. Looking at what has been happening in the system, the taxi hailing services in Africa, would you say that this system is sustainable?
Drivers are not happy in many countries. And there have been a series of strikes in South Africa, in Ghana, in Nigeria. And mostly it's about the price. So the amount of money that drivers are able to make. So I think overall the system is going to be sustainable. But yet, drivers will probably over the long term need to make more money.
Now, what are the pros and cons of getting involved in this business at a time like this?
The cities are growing, incomes are growing. So it's a huge opportunity to get into a growing market. That's the main pro. The con is that when you're getting into it, you're getting in under terms that can change, and over the past few years have really been changing for the worse relating to drivers' incomes. And if you've taken a loan, for example, to buy the car that you're using, then the economics of your whole situation have changed and you're kind of stuck in the system because of the car. The drivers' organizations haven't been able to really impose conditions on the platforms. So probably the cooperation or the active engagement of governments is also going to be necessary to improve conditions for ride-hailing drivers.
Now, give us between 3 and 4 tips with which drivers can stay afloat in this business.
So the main thing we've seen from our research is drivers make money when they own the car. Know that if you own a car, you're much more likely to make money than if you are just driving someone else's car. Then the second thing is taking advantage of any of the opportunities that formal sector workers would normally have. So national health insurance, for example. If your platform you're working with provides it, grab it with both hands, because those are the protections that formal sector workers get. The third thing that's really important that drivers all over the world don't fully understand is their revenue less their costs is their income. So when you're getting into being a driver, really understand not only the income you can earn, but also the cost that you're going to be bearing, especially if you sign up for a loan. Then you're going to have regular payments that you have to meet out of the income.